97.3. Come on. Let's go.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
Flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let's see, relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe the soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays happening live. When we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, Traffic Avenue.
Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sanda Amadou, and tonight I'm here with
Ino Safo.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes, Electoral Commission Chair Jean Mensah addresses the people's representatives in Parliament, stating that over 18 million Ghanaians have registered to vote in December. We'll test the answers that she gave here shortly. Also coming up, global information technology outage affects many industries, especially the aviation industry, resulting in the cancellation of thousands of flights across the world. We'll be telling you what the impact in Ghana is. And later on Eyewitness News, Dr. Papa Kwesi Nduom cries to former President John Mahama to help restore his banks should John Mahama win the elections of 2024. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and many other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
BOG shuts down DECNOC investments, assures of ensuring integrity and stability of financial sector is maintained.
That's in 50 minutes from the City Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a number of affiliate stations. If you go to the Western region, we are on Adrian Power 100.7 FM in Takwa. We are in Takrady, the capital, on Sky Power 93.5 and Beach 105.5 FM. In the Bono region, we are in Sunyani on Greener 95.9 FM. In the Ashanti region, we are on Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi and Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, we are on Revival 99.3 FM in Tajevu, VOV Radio 95.7 FM in Hohwe. In the Northern region, we are on Radio Bimbila 91.9 FM in Bimbila. In Upper East, we are on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. In Upper West, we are on Tongsong 97.3 FM in Wa and Jirapa FM 96.1 in Jirapa. We are live on YouTube. Look for Citi FM there. We are live on citynewsroom.com. That's our website. We are on Facebook. We are on social media. We are very interactive. If you want to send a message, go to X, formerly known as Twitter, and send a message. My handle is at Umaru Sanda. You can also message at City973. The hashtag remains Eyewitness News. On WhatsApp, 0549 986 996. That's the WhatsApp number, 0548 0549 986 996. Let's settle for details of our stories now. And the Electoral Commission chairperson appeared before the House of Parliament today to brief the representatives of Ghanaians on the preparations ahead of election 2024. NO has a summary of what transpired.
The Electoral Commission says a total of over 18 million valid voters have been captured onto the Provisional Voters Register for the 2024 general elections. The EC says this includes the 778,447 new voters who were registered during the limited voter registration exercise. The EC boss, Jean Mensa, has been briefing Parliament on preparations towards the December polls.
We classify the 18 to 21-year-olds as first-time voters. The number of transfers add up to 334,073, and the number of proxy voters add up to 2,364,000. The number of proxy voters add up to 2,364 voters. Distinguished members of the House, I'm pleased to note that the total number of valid voters on our register to date adds up to 18,681,366. That said, it is important to note that all these figures mentioned are provisional, and they may change, although it may be very insignificant after the mop-up exercise and after the exhibition exercise later on in August. Mr. Speaker, the Provisional Voters Register, as we speak, is ready, and we have written to the parties and asked them to submit their hard drives to enable us to copy the Provisional Voters Register for their use and information.
The EC says it has rescheduled its voter exhibition exercise to 20th August 2024 through to August 27, 2024 due to the mop-up exercise slated for August 1 to August 3.
Honorable members, in view of the mop-up registration exercise scheduled to take place in the first 3 days of August, we have rescheduled the voters exhibition exercise from the 15th to the 21st, from the 15th to the 24th of July to the 20th to the 27th of August. The exercise will be held in there are over 40,000 polling stations across the country. In addition to exhibiting the register in all our polling stations, we will also exhibit the register electronically to allow citizens to check their registration details on their telephones for a small fee. This electronic register will be in place on the 20th of August until the election day.
The EC also clarified that it is not responsible for security during elections and ensuring a peaceful process. The EC says it has often been called upon to ensure peace in the electoral process, which it believes is solely the mandate of the police.
In the area of security and safety of our voters and our property, we continue to collaborate with the National Election Security Task Force under the leadership of the Inspector General of Police to ensure the security of all citizens at all our centers nationwide. It is important to note that whilst we engage under the platform of the Election Security Task Force at all levels, national, regional, and district, the Electoral Commission is not responsible for security. Very often we've heard that the Electoral Commission is responsible for security, and we'd like to emphasize that this is a mandate of the security agencies. We do not believe that they will cede any aspect of that to us. What we do is to collaborate with them and to provide them with details of all our centers, provide them with details of our printing arrangements, to enable them, work with us when we are, and work with us and protect the ballots, especially when we are transporting these ballots to the regions. We also use their armories to keep our ballots and sensitive materials. Beyond this, honorable members, the police have full responsibility for security before, during, and after the elections, and they take all their security decisions without recourse to the Electoral Commission.
The chairperson also announced that the EC will waive the filing fees for women and persons with disabilities by 25%. The EC says it is maintaining the filing fee for presidential candidates at 100,000 Ghana cedis and 10,000 Ghana cedis for parliamentary candidates.
We intend to maintain the filing fees charged in 2020, and we will maintain the 100,000 charged for the presidential candidates and the 10,000 Ghana cedis charged for parliamentary candidates. In addition, we intend to waive the filing fees by 25% for women and persons with disability. We believe this will go a long way to enhance the participation of women and persons with disability in the general election. Furthermore, we will, as in the case of 2020, waive the filing fees for the accreditation fees for our media personnel. We believe this will afford several media houses the opportunity to field more of their personnel in the field as observers come the elections in December 2024. We are confident that this gesture of goodwill would help increase the level of transparency required for the upcoming election and promote inclusiveness and ownership of our processes.
The Electoral Commission says it is investigating allegations that the Director of Communications of the NPP, Richard Ahyangba, voted in the 2020 general elections despite not being on the voters' register. Richard Ahyangba, in a statement on May 12, explained that he has been a voter in Ketu South since 2000, but had problems with his biometrics when he went to register in the constituency during the 2023 limited voter registration exercise, where he was advised to rectify in subsequent exercises. The EC chairperson, Jean Mensah, assured that an update on findings of the probe would be made available on the matter before the elections.
With the issue of Richard Ahyangba, it's an issue of concern. It's an issue of major concern. You know that he was not on the register, but he was able to vote in 2024. It's something that we are looking into, and we can assure you that in due course we would come up with our findings and let you know. But it's a message that we will take out, and we continue to take out, that this sort of thing should not be countenanced at any of the polling stations. But we are looking into it, and I can assure you that before the election, we will give you a little update on how that happened and how we can forestall that going forward.
You heard the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jean Mensah.
And she was speaking in the House of Parliament. Let's go to the House now and speak to some of the MPs who were there. The Honorable Yusuf Suleiman represents the people of Bole Bamboy in the Savannah region. He is Member of Parliament. He was in the chamber today listening to the chairperson of the EC. You're welcome to Eyewitness News here.
Omar, good evening, and good evening to our cherished listeners.
Having listened to the chairperson of the Electoral Management Body, what are your takeaways? Are you fully assured ahead of the elections? Are you satisfied? Any comments, reactions?
Yes, so first of all, let me say that it was as a result of a persistent request from the minority side that the EC board should come and update us how far she's gone with the electoral processes, that she responded to and appeared before the House today. And what she came to do was to tell us some policies that EC had put in place in order to ensure a free, fair, and transparent elections. She also spoke about the fact that they were not going to bring in the CI, and that they were going to rely on the existing CI to conduct this election. You know, earlier on, they had made moves to lay a CI in order to change certain things from the existing CI towards this 2024 general election. She's giving us an assurance that that is not possible again, and that they're going to use the existing CI. Issues relating to security, she said that EC has no hands when it comes to security at the polling stations. But we also drew her attention to the fact that when policemen and women or security men are not trained on election matters, sometimes they get it wrong in trying to exert their forces or whatever at police stations. So it will be appropriate if they are given some minimal training so they can also understand the process rather than just listening to one side anytime there are issues. Again, the issue of the use of BVDs during exhibition. We think that it will help the process. One of the challenges that we have faced so far is people get to the polling station on election day and the biometric machines are not working. So if it is possible to use the biometric machines during the voter exhibition period so that we can test the system where we have problems, they can resolve them before the election day. Remember, election day is just one day. And so if you don't get it right, it creates a lot of problems. We also spoke about the fact that they have challenges with their IT system. Clearly, when we were doing the limited registration exercise, the NDC had to go into their system in terms of their website and to make corrections to figures that they are posted. And they claimed they had IT-related challenges. So we are insisting and asking that if there's no any competent IT system and manager in place, they should get one in place because this is very crucial as we move into the 2024 elections. She also spoke about the fact that they are going to give some 25% rebate to women and disability in terms of filing fees. And also the media, they're going to give them free accreditation. You remember previously, they always charge some token before accreditations are given to the media. So these were some of the issues that she brought about. And so many questions were asked. But what we have taken from her is that she's given us assurance that she's going to conduct a free, fair, and transparent elections. I put it to her. I asked her a question, and I made an appeal to her that if you want a free, fair election, transparent election, then utterances of your officers also matter. And I was frank. I mentioned to her that her deputy, Dr. Bosman, his utterances will not bring about a free, fair, and transparent election. Because if you're a referee and you tend to attack one side anytime there's a dispute, then clearly when you are asked to be the referee again, one side will not have confidence in you. You remember somewhere along the line, he made a statement. And if you go onto your website, your website is there, where on 25th of April 2019, he said the NDC was a threat to Ghana's democracy. And many more statements attributable to him that did not go down well with us. We caution and we appeal that such comments shouldn't be coming from outfit. And many more issues were discussed, Umar.
Very well. So you've done a very nice summary. I'm just going to ask you to react to some of them. So on the issue of security, where she says that's not within their domain, that is a correct statement, isn't it? If you have challenges, you take it to the security management bodies, no?
Yeah, so, Omar, our position is this. You have a system you want to run, and you want somebody to come and support you in terms of providing security to run it and run it very well. You should be able to let the person understand the processes that you are going through. Because if you have two people at the police station who are quarreling and a police officer jumps in to support one side without understanding the processes, this can create tension. So our appeal was that if it was possible to give some basic education, basic training, basic information to the police so that they know their limitations. If you do that, it can reduce the tensions that we have during elections, especially when it comes to counting. We are aware that some people lost their lives, and it was not as if civilians fought civilians, but the police and the military came in to brutalize people. If they knew their rights very well, no politician could instruct them to do what they did, especially we also what happened in Techimai and even here in Accra.
On the vexed issue of the BVRs, she says that the missing BVR kits would have no impact whatsoever on the December polls. Your party has consistently said that there is issue with the BVRs disappearing. Having listened to her speak to you now, are you reassured that those BVR will not be used for any mischief as your party feared?
You see, the problem we have with Madame Jane is the fact that she didn't conduct herself very well, especially during the 2020 election. And so there are issues of credibility. And once you lose your credibility before somebody, it takes time for you to be able to rebuild it. Yes, it sounded very promising, very assuring, and that she was not going to do anything untoward. But if you go back and look at what happened in 2020, especially when it comes to announcing of the results, and even subsequently the frequent changes of the results on their website, it leaves much more to desire. So we think that we will be satisfied only when those machines are retrieved, and we are all aware that the machines have been retrieved and that there's nothing that can be stored on those or that is stored on those machines to be used against us. But as we speak now, we still have our doubts. And if there's anything she can do to give us that confidence that nothing will be done using those machines, we appreciate it. Just taking her words for me wouldn't be enough.
Finally, she spoke about Richard Ahiagba, the Director of Communications of the NPP, who voted in the 2020 general elections without being on the voters register. Was the answer satisfying to your side?
Omar, not at all. Not at all. One would have thought that she would have even raised this when she was delivering her speech. But we had to raise the issue. And what she kept saying was that it's a very disturbing issue, is an issue that they are interrogating, they are investigating. Omar, how long does it have to take them to investigate this matter? The truth of the matter is that the gentleman voted when the name was not on the register. It shouldn't take them more than 3 days to be able to establish this. And so if she says that we are investigating it, these are some of the things that gives us worry. By now, she should have come out to tell us that we have done our investigations. This is the outcome. Okay? We are getting closer to elections, and some of these issues are not resolved. So it's a source of worry. And I was very, very happy that there was nothing she could do than to admit that, yes, it's a serious issue, that, yes, it's a serious allegation, and that some attention is being paid to it. That is not enough. By now, the result should have been out because it is serious. In her own words, it is serious for somebody to go vote in this era, okay, without having his name on the voter register. That is serious. And so if this thing can happen, who knows what happened previously and what is likely to happen subsequently. And that's a source of worry to all of us.
Moving forward, it appears that the engagements have started with the EC. Do you have any other further engagements with her before the elections, or after what she has come to do and the assurance that there will be no new CI, your job with the EC is done?
It's not done. Thank God our new standing orders that we have just started using gives us the rights as members of parliament to file questions in order that we are able to bring heads of independent institutions like the EC, okay, to answer questions like we've been doing to ministers. This time it's been extended to independent institutions such as EC, where a member of parliament can file a question, be it an agent question or an ordinary question, and should be obliged to come. I remember very well that the minority deputy minority leader, Honorable Boa, appealed to her and asked her to take advantage of that provision that anytime we file a question, she should come and answer. Once you do that, you build our confidence. Once you do that, we will be seeing some transparency in the way you do things. And that can have an impact positively on the 2024 general election. And we just hope and pray that she come herself and will not sit and send her subordinates. Because if she comes herself, it adds a lot to the discourse. Because there were instances where she sent the deputies. And when they came and decisions were taken, and in one particular case, I was a friend to the Subsidiary Legislation Committee where we had some discussions with them. They went, and almost what we discussed, almost what decisions we reached, the woman decided to, as it were, not to take them. And so if she counts herself, it will help our cause.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Omar, I'm grateful.
Now, the Honorable Yusuf Suleiman, he's NDC Member of Parliament for Bole Bamboy, speaking to us there. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. There were other questions that were asked by MPs of the chairperson of the EC, and she answered them. If you're patient with us on Point Blank, we'll be bringing you excerpts of that so you can understand fully what's happening ahead of the elections of 2024. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll return with more. Please stay.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Are you a builder, contractor, or homeowner with a passion for quality? Look no further. At Yale, we pride ourselves in trusted security and quality hardware for doors. Visit our showroom on 11th Lane Street in Accra, Ghana, and discover the world of Yale door hardware handles and locks. At Yale, we understand your need for security and the desire for elegance. Our products not only protect your loved ones, but also add a touch of sophistication to your home or business. Whether you're renovating your space or crafting a new masterpiece, Yale is your trusted partner with a history of 180 years of innovation. Come on down to Yale today. Experience the perfect blend of security and style with Yale. Yale, where security meets style.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Kojo, I want to learn how to drive.
No problem at all, my dear. I will get Uncle Kofi to teach you. He taught my father and even me.
Bakojo pa, in this day and age.
Don't take chances when it comes to learning how to drive. Your best bet is Freight Masters Driving Institute. Freight Masters Driving Institute has qualified instructors who are dedicated to equipping you with the right skills for the road. Locate our office at Tema Community 5, adjacent Golden Chopsticks, or Tema Community 25 on the Deftraco Estate Road, Asaleboche, in the same building with Fidelity Bank, Westland, Hato, opposite Starbite Shell Filling Station, or on the Spintex Road, Aviation Highway Hydrophone Estate. Call us on 0303 973 388 or 0267 266 211. Visit our website www.freightmastersdriving.com. Freight Masters Driving Institute. Defensive driving with the right skills.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. I'm looking at our website and other websites that are reporting about incidents of an IT shortage, or well, not shortage, an IT shutdown, which has affected lots of industries, especially the aviation industry. And we are told that lots of flights are grounded. They are unable to move. For instance, Channel 1 TV reporting on our website says mass IT outage hits companies around the world, planes grounded, train services affected, and it's quoting a story from Sky News. So we're told that over 14,000 passengers are stranded across airports in the world. What is the story in our own country? The Ministry of Transport has issued a statement on that particular matter. The Deputy Minister for Transport and MP for Gusau is the Honorable Hassan Tampoli. He's joined us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you so very much, my brother. And then good evening to your listeners.
Good evening to you too. So we are seeing these reports about an IT shutdown, which or outage, which is affecting lots of companies and industries, and the aviation industry being affected. What is the story locally?
So thank you very much. I think that there's no cause for alarm here in Ghana. There hasn't been any system failure or any IT glitch as far as Ghana is concerned. So all Ghanaians and any other person outside of Ghana should rest assured that there's no cause for alarm. What it is that flights coming from Western countries, from Europe, from Americas, are not able to take off as of now. And then also flights leaving Ghana bound for Europe and the Americas are also not able to leave. But flights that are already taken off, heading to Ghana, and those that have also left Ghana are able to continue their journey to their various destinations. But that does not affect flights coming from the east. So flights coming from the east would land and then they will take off, because we don't have any situation here in Ghana. The IT glitch has not affected or impacted our operations here in Ghana.
So the east would be, say, Emirates, Kenyan Airways, Ethiopian Airways. Those ones have no problems coming and going. Now, west,
that's right.
does west include Europe? So we can say KLM, Air France, British Airways,
Brussels
British
and
Airways. So Delta and all those ones.
So all of them are affected.
So if I had a Delta flight to catch this evening, or if I had a BA flight or Air France to catch tonight, I should not expect the flight to arrive because of the glitches that are happening in Europe. Is that what it means? And so I don't have to carry my baggage and go to the airport? Is that what it means?
Yeah, so like I qualified my earlier statement and said that flights that I had taken off already, headed to Ghana, would be landing, I'm sure, because they had already taken off before the glitch occurred. Because we don't have a situation here in Ghana as far as that glitch is concerned, flights are able to land, safely here in Ghana. But one cannot see whether flights can take off until we get an all clear from our partners across the Western countries that we are able to communicate, without any hitch.
So just to be clear, Kotoka Airport, we are fine to take off and land, but the difficulty is the final destination may not be ready to host or welcome us. So you cannot take off if you are not assured that you can land where you're going to. Is that what it means? So Accra has no problem for landing and takeoff necessarily. It's the destinations that are the problem.
That is correct.
Okay, so it means that we are affected indirectly then. So to say that we are very fine may not be entirely an accurate reportage, would it? Because if I were a passenger going to New York or Washington, D.C. tonight, and I can't go to Kotoka and board and fly, then the Kotoka is affected.
The airspace is considered one big, jurisdiction. So what affects one, airspace in one country affects another country. And also because of the interconnectivity of the flights. So you may be heading to Ghana or wherever, you may have to, lay over
in one of these, European countries or in an American country, in American airport or so, then one way or the other you'll be affected. So what happens in one country naturally has a way of impacting. It has a ripple effect, So it may not affect Emirates or Qatar or Kenya or Ethiopian or so, but because they might be taking some passengers to various destinations to go and connect on those airlines, and chances are that they will also be affected indirectly, even though it has not affected, the glitch has not happened in those countries. But one way or the other, they will also be impacted.
Since you are the same community, what are you being told about how soon before the services or systems are restored?
So we are monitoring and communicating with our partners around those areas where they have been affected. We do not want to second guess because the nature of the problem, is still being ascertained. And so I'm sure in the fullness of time, when we are able to get a hang of what exactly is going on, a communique will be issued across the world. We had a similar situation in the communication sector where we had the cables and the undersea cables being affected. Not here in Ghana, but it affected us one way or the other. So that's the nature of some of these things. To happen somewhere, but the impact is felt in other parts of the world.
Finally, there's another story. So we published this story 2 days ago. The story is titled Check-in disruption at KIA due to excavation works not Dumso Ghana Airports Company Limited. And I find this story a bit bizarre. The story says the Ghana Airports Company Limited has attributed Tuesday's disruption in its check-in systems at Kotoka International Airport to ongoing excavation works by the Ghana Water Company Limited in some parts of Accra. Management of the airport clarified that the disruption was not due to power outage as widely speculated. In a statement, GACL confirmed that about 7:51 p.m. on Tuesday, July 16, 2024, the check-in systems at Terminal 3 experienced a disruption that lasted for about an hour. The development led to delays in passenger processing and airline turnaround times. I find this bizarre because what is the communication between these institutions like the Ghana Water Company Limited and the Airport Company Limited so that excavations that are conducted by the water company would affect those who are due to fly? I don't know if you have a comment on this and if you've noticed this.
Yeah, we noticed it, all right. But what it is that sometimes some of these institutions have to, know that the actions or inactions have a way of impacting on the operations at the airports. So we encourage, stakeholder collaborations and timely, notification of activities that will negatively impact our activities at the airport. So that situation has been dealt with, and I'm sure lessons have been learned. And then going forward, sure, the communication has been sent across to various agencies, ECG, Water Company, and Ghana Highways Authority and other contractors working around those with the close proximity to the airport. Every single activity that has to take place around that enclave, must necessarily be communicated to the airport company so that we are in the know and then it doesn't impact operations at the airports. So it had nothing to do with any system failure at the airport, like the statement said. It was an external problem that, impacted negatively on the airport operations.
Okay.
But the situation has been restored. Normalcy has been restored.
Okay. Let's move from air transport to road transport. On Monday, the GPRTU and other road operators are saying they are going to increase transport fares. I know that you have a tripartite committee of a sort that does or deals with these matters. Is it certain that we should see 15% increment in trotro fares or transport fares, or you are still discussing and there's a possibility this may not come to fruition?
The interface between the ministry and the road transport operators is normally, the avenue for having some of these conversations. We haven't had any such meeting, and the numbers don't indicate to us there is need for us to trigger any review of lorry fares currently. And the transport operators have accordingly issued a statement to that effect, that there hasn't been any need for any adjustments in lorry fares currently. And so that statement clearly just put everything to rest.
Really, because we are all readying ourselves for Monday, transport fares to go up by Monday, 15%. That's what we are seeing all around, and it's attributed to the transport owners.
There's no justification for any attempt to increase lorry fares as of today. If you recall, sometime back, lorry fares had transport, what's the name? Price of petroleum products had gone up to about 23 cedis before. All right. Now lorry fares were adjusted accordingly. Now, as of now, we have petroleum products going for about 14, 15 cedis. So there's no justification. We are currently buying petroleum products for about 8 or 9 cedis less than it had ever gone up to. So I'm not too sure whether anybody can have any justification, as to why we should have any increase.
There's a group called Concerned Drivers Association. They're the ones who said this. I don't know if you only deal with GPRTU or you deal with other unions, driver unions, because it appears that they may not even need your permission. They've set the date for 15 July. In fact, GPRTU has not said this. They've come out to say it is not true and it's not going to happen. However, considering that another group would be doing this, how do you control that market, considering that it's a free market, which is operated by private people? If they decide to increase fares, what can you really do as a government or ministry?
The arrangement that we have worked with over many years has been very efficacious, and it is one that is intended to protect the interest of the commuting public and also protect the commercial interests of the road transport operators. So there is an objective criteria in determining the lorry fare that would be paid by passengers from one point to the other point. All right? So it's not an arbitrary process. You just wake up in the morning and say, oh, today we are going to increase lorry fares. I mean, that's not how civilized societies work. Okay? That's not how civilized societies work. There must be a justification. And so all of us have a port. We have a port, we have spare parts, we have maintenance, we have registration and licensing, we have petroleum products, and so on and so forth. So all of these cumulatively are put in the basket. And then we'll look at the weight that, it has as far as the last time we increased lorry fares were concerned. If during the course of the period there has been some significant increase in maintenance of the vehicles, in the petroleum products, and so on and so forth, then we'll work it out. And it's a very objective criteria. All of us sit at the table, and we say that, okay, based on what we have given to ourselves, the mechanism that we have put in place, there is need for us to have a review of the lorry fares. Then we'll move from that stage to the second stage, which is, okay, in view of the fact that we have gotten to a stage where there's need for increase in lorry fares, then we'll look at what will be the quantum of increase.
Very well.
So the first stage has not even been triggered. Not to talk about, how much percentage increase we are going to have. So the commuting public will rest assured that the government will do what is right for the transport operators as much as will do what is right for the commuting public.
So what happens if I boarded a trotro from Medina to Accra on Monday and they say they've increased by 15%? What should I do as a commuter?
The GPRTU is an umbrella body, and then we have Ghana Road Transport, the Road Transport Coordinating Council. These are the two umbrella groups that, lead road transport operators in Ghana. And so these two groups have issued a statement and said that there's no justification. And I believe all their members would come.
You have no
Apologies. Well, that's not something we should have heard. But again, he's made a point. The Honorable Deputy Minister for Transport an MP for Gusau, Hassan Tampuli, speaking to us there about this position that the government holds on the increase of transport fares. In fact, the Ghana Private Road Transport Union spoke to us today through Abbas Imoro. He's the Industrial Relations Officer, and he says it is not true that there's any plan for the increase in the transport fares, and that it is not even justified. Let's listen to him.
We are not coming out with an increment. We are saying no. It is not just any ordinary increment in fuel which attracts upward adjustment in lorry fares. We recently increased lorry fares and we haven't gotten there. So our brothers is unfortunate. Those who came out with that publication, they can't justify the threshold. And it is not all transport operators' view. Let me say undisputedly, we are the leading private transport operators in the country. We don't lord that over anybody, but we have to go by the lay-down system. We have also come up with a press release together with the GRTCC, who is also representing the smaller transport operators, that no, we haven't gotten there. So the public should disregard the press release which came out earlier.
So that's Abbas Imoro. That's not the only thing he talked about. He also said that regarding the public or the potential unrest between passengers and drivers, the union GPRTU is hopeful that these announcements of fare increases will be retracted before Monday. So just to put it in perspective, the group that is planning to increase the transport fares is called the Concerned Drivers Association. GPRTU says that is not true. Let's listen to Abbas Imoro on how the confusion can be handled.
No, I'll be surprised because we don't cheat the public. So I'll be surprised somebody, even not on Monday, today, will come out with any upward adjustment in lorry fares. We know we have floating drivers who are operating illegally. And if they want to operate continuously, then they shouldn't try. We strongly believe they will retract it even before Monday.
That's Abbas Imoro. He is the Industrial Relations Officer of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Let's talk about Dr. Kwesi Nduom now, shall we?
Yes, we shall. The management of Group Nduom has petitioned the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, to reinstate GN Bank if he wins the December 7 elections. GN Bank had its license revoked by the Bank of Ghana in August 2019. According to Global President of Group Nduom, Dr. Kwesi Nduom, 300 of the bank centers around the country are deteriorating, and he appealed to the former president during an interaction earlier today.
So our point is, and I have also said it a number of places in the country, that we believe that if this administration doesn't give us our license before they leave and start paying the money before they leave, we believe that the next one will understand the situation and give the license back. So we are continuing with the hope and preparing and working our plans with the hope that at some point we will get the license back and we'll bring the jobs back, because it is the jobs that we are also looking for. So we feel that collapsing a 300 branch financial entity is inimical to the economic interest of the country. So whether it even belongs to us or belongs to someone else, it is something that needs to be there.
Global President of Group Nduom, Dr. Kwesi Nduom. The NDC's flag bearer criticized the NPP government's decision to revoke licenses of some indigenous financial institutions as part of the 2019 banking sector cleanup and called it a hasty action. He added that his administration had plans to initiate an independent review of the banking sector cleanup process.
So I do think that government was hasty in what it did. If you look at the criteria that was used, I mean, it didn't fit. It was not a one-size-fits-all. I mean, it was just like different rules for different folks. And so, yes, like you said, a lot of these banks had also financed government suppliers and contractors, and government owed them, and they owed the banks. And so even if you did an offset of what was owed, then probably the liquidity issue would have been resolved. But government says, no, our contract with those people has nothing to do with you. We are dealing with you as banks, and so it's your business to recover that money. But how would they recover that money if you don't pay the contractors to pay them? And so I do think that it was hasty, and it's affected indigenous capital in the financial and banking sector. And we have pledged that we would work to restore, the capital of indigenous businesses in the financial sector. And so we are advocating an independent review of the processes that went into the banking sector clean-out. And where we believe these were unjustifiable, look at the restoration of the licenses of these banks.
Flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel where I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Attention, facility management professionals. Get ready for the event of the year, the IFMA Global Africa Conference in Ghana, August 1st and 2nd at the UPSA Auditorium, hosted by the International Facility Management Association's Ghana chapter. This is your chance to meet the world's top FM experts, thought leaders, and innovators. Immerse yourself in groundbreaking keynotes, interactive panels, hands-on workshops, and unmatched networking sessions. Explore the future of facility management in Africa's booming built environments. Don't miss out on the epic gathering of minds and ideas. The IFMA Global Africa Conference, August 1st and 2nd at the UPSA Auditorium. Be there. Proudly sponsored by Fides Group. To register or to sponsor, please call 0558 368 544.
We have a new leader in town. Obiarentie. Amafo. Madam was Sibebre. When him say my baby, maybe more charcoal for whiter teeth. More charcoal. Not only that, maybe lemon. More lemon. Zinc for fresher breath. More zinc. And fluoride for stronger teeth.
Introducing the new President Charcoal Pack with more power with a combination of charcoal and lemon for naturally whiter teeth. Grab yours now. This advert is FDA approved.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Inosafa. Let's settle for the details. The Bank of Ghana, in collaboration with the Ghana Police Service, has closed down Decknock Investments for operating without a license. The closure is in accordance with Section 22G of the Banks and Specialized Deposit Taking Institutions Act 2016, Act 930. A statement by the central bank disclosed that Decknock Investments was engaged in unauthorized deposit taking contrary to Section 61 of Act 930. It, however, urges all customers of Decknock Investments to remain calm as the Ghana Police Service is conducting further investigations into the operations of the company. The central bank further noted that in collaboration with the respective law enforcement agencies, the Bank of Ghana will continue to clamp down on illegal deposit-taking operations, and all offenders shall be dealt with in accordance with the law. The bulk oil storage company has recorded a profit of 208 million Ghana cedis in 2023. The profit accrued in 2023 compares to 342 million recorded in 2022 and 160 million in 2021, making a cumulative profit of 710 million over the past 3 years. Justifying the company's trend of profitability during its annual general meeting, the board chairman for BOST, Echo Hackman, cited the key role of the government's gold for oil policy.
A profit of 208 million Ghana cedis was recorded in 2023. This compares to 342 million in 2022 and 160 million in 2021. A cumulative profit of 710 million cedis over the past 3 years. In emphasizing this trend of profitability, it is important to highlight the unique role of BOST in the government's Gold for Oil program. This program, conceptualized by His Excellency the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, and introduced under the administration of Bank of Ghana, was aimed at mitigating the impact of foreign exchange fluctuations and rising inflation on the consumer. Its operation in 2023 resulted in the reduction in the price of a litre of diesel from over 23 Ghana cedis to an average of 14 Ghana cedis. The reduction in profitability of the company as compared to 2022 should therefore be seen in the context of government's deliberate policy to cushion the Ghanaian consumer from the adverse effects of imported inflation. This could not have been achieved were BOST a purely privately owned entity. The management of the company is to be commended in playing this vital role in assisting in the implementation of this strategic policy of government.
Echo Hackman is the board chairman for BOST. Ghana's Cocoa Marketing Board achieved a profit of 2.3 billion Ghana cedis in the 2022-2023 fiscal year, a development which has been attributed to its debt restructuring efforts. This was detailed in a report by the Auditor General. The report highlighted that the cocoa regulator recorded its first profit after 6 consecutive years of losses. More details in the following report.
Ghana, the world's second largest cocoa producer, has been restructuring its $30 billion debt, including cocoa sector debt, to implement a $3 billion 3-year International Monetary Fund program and recover from its worst economic crisis in a generation. Last month, Ghana finalized a deal with its official creditor committee and reached an agreement in principle with 2 bondholder groups to restructure approximately $13 billion of its debt, bringing it closer to completing the debt overhaul. These achievements followed a 2023 domestic debt program where various bonds, including cocoa bills, securities issued to meet Cocoa Board's short-term liquidity needs, were exchanged for long-dated instruments at lower yields. An upcoming report on public corporations and boards indicated that Cocoa Board ended the year with a profit of 2.3 billion cedis, compared with a loss of 4.2 billion cedis in 2022. The audit report noted that Cocoa Board's revenue rose by 41.7% to 17.7 billion cedis in 2023 due to increased cocoa bean sales. However, the report also mentioned that Cocoa Board would continue to struggle with meeting its short-term financial obligations due to insufficient liquidity. Cocoa prices have more than doubled this year because of poor harvest in Ghana and Ivory Coast, which traditionally produce 60% of the world's cocoa.
That was a News Desk report. Now, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is urging presidential candidates to define their agricultural policies amid concerns over the sustainability of the Planting for Food and Jobs program Phase 2. At a workshop, the association disclosed that many farmers fear the program might not last beyond the elections due to politicization. The workshop, organized by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture and GIZ, highlighted challenges from the first phase that PFJ 2.0 aims to address. PFAG President Wapia Awal Adugwala Ado emphasized the need for strong leadership in the agricultural sector.
This year being an election year, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana would like to see a clear and concise policy for the radical transformation of the agriculture sector in the manifestos and programs of people aspiring to be president of Ghana. The success of the agriculture sector will lay the foundation for the industrial transformation in Ghana. We demand investment in dual infrastructure, storage facilities, and irrigation systems. We will, more importantly, demand inclusive decision-making processes that value the expertise of peasant farmers in Ghana from any of the candidates who will become the president in future. Securing the livelihoods of smallholder farmers will ensure the nation's food security.
You heard the president of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Wapia Awal Adugwala Ado. Customer Enablement and Solutions Manager with MTN Ghana, Richard Densu, has expressed the telecommunications company's commitment to supporting small and medium enterprises to formalize their operations and gradually upscale to renowned businesses. This initiative aims to foster growth and sustainability within the SME sector, contributing to the broader economic development of Ghana. Richard Densu has been speaking with City Business News at the ongoing MTN SME Fair at the Tetekwashi Roundabout.
You find a lot of their partners, people they could partner with the banks and others, that they talk about more is the lack of the informal way that they operate. Okay, that is also their style, but there's a middle ground. Okay, so what we do is provide them the tools that allow them to operate as they are. They don't need to be in brick and mortar office with air conditioning and all of that. They can still operate on their tabletops, but still be formal. So, for example, we have tools that they can be on their laptops and on their phones, and allow them to be able to record their transactions. Okay, they can advertise using our some of the services that we provide. They can have conferencing. They can do conferencing. They can portray to the world.
Richard Densu is the Customer Enablement and Solutions Manager with MTN. That's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Inu Safo. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
One of the best decisions you can possibly make at the start of your day is to tune in to the City Breakfast Show. Insightful, intriguing, intelligent, and informative. The City Breakfast Show offers an attractive alternative to the noisy mishmash of morning radio. Tune in to the City Breakfast Show for passionate discussions on issues that matter, and enjoy interviews where duty bearers and decision makers have their feet held to the fire. The City Breakfast Show airs from 6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. every Monday to Friday, only on 97.3 Citi FM.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions
and say
sweet.
where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home, where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
We'll be hearing from the Electoral Commission Chairperson Jim Mensah, who appeared before the House to brief MPs about preparations for this year's elections. But before then, the NDC is not happy with a number of things. One, the Institute of Economic Affairs, which plans to organize a presidential debate. The NDC says the IEA is acting of the NPP. And two, the NDC again says that the mayor of Tema, who is also an MPP parliamentary candidate, is pulling down NDC billboards in Tema. So let's speak to the NDC campaign team. Beatrice Annan is a spokesperson for the Mahama campaign. She's joining us on the line. Madam, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Let's do the IEA debates first. What's your position as a party? I think I heard somewhere that your boss, I'm sure that's a proper title, Madam Joyce Ba Muktari, has said that former President Mahama was not going to take part in a debate. The IEA is planning to do its own debate. What's your difficulty? Why are you accusing them of working for the MPP or in the interest of the MPP?
Omar, I think that you should not say that you've heard somewhere. By this time, I expect that you would have read the official release, which your media house has, and that would have made me very happy. So if you can read just an excerpt, I'll be very happy.
No, when I say I read somewhere, that somewhere could be on our website. It could be on the Facebook post of Joyce Ba Muktari. It could be attributed to a publication somewhere where she said that John Mahama is not going to take part in a debate. That's what I'm referencing.
Then I'm happy that you got it from the right source. But basically, what the NDC is saying is that we condemn the recent announcement.
Madam Beatrice, so I'm saying that if she has said that John Mahama is not going to take part in a debate, why are you bothered about what the IEA is doing? That's my question, really. I'm not asking if you've issued a statement on IEA. I have seen that statement. So I'm asking, what is your issue with IEA if you've already expressed disinterest in the IEA's debates?
Omaro, please let me answer. So we are saying that we condemn the announcement by the IEA for two reasons. First of all, the IEA announcement comes immediately after Dr. Baumia on a platform called for a debate. The IEA has been around. The NDC acknowledges that presidential debate is a major part of our democracy, and we don't doubt that. In fact, the NDC is on record, including President Mahama and himself, to have participated in other debates organized by the IEA and other groups. What we are condemning is the attempt by the Institute of Economic Affairs to front for the NDC's to front for the NPP's campaign agenda. Why are you announcing a debate immediately after the NPP's presidential candidate called for a debate? Is it that the IEA on its own never had any plan, or they had to wait for their principal, which is the NPP, to make a request? But what we are saying is that, Umaru, we live in a country where the exchange rate is at an alarming depreciating level. Unemployment, we are told, is 40-year high. Inflation in this country has skyrocketed. This government has introduced more than 40 taxes in the past 7 years. Today, we cannot be eligible to borrow on the international financial market because of economic mismanagement. The World Bank is telling us that over 850,000 people have been pushed below the poverty line as we speak. Recently, the Ghana Statistical Service said that 1.9 million of Ghanaians do not have access to education, training, or any form of employment. And out of this figure, over 70% are women. The hardship, the excruciating hardship, check the social media. Everywhere, people are complaining about the high cost of living. What we expect the IEA as an Institute of Economic Affairs to be doing, for instance, is to be demanding accountability from leaders who are in power, and they promise to make the country better, but it is worse. We are concerned that the IEA should be more interested in managing the economic crisis by perhaps organizing an economic debate for Dr. Bawumia to participate, and not a partisan political debate calculated to winning an election, albeit the fact that presidential debates in themselves are not bad. But we are saying that we are at a stage in our country where we've never been, and what we need is a leader accounting to the people.
Okay, very well.
For over 4 years, Umaru, let me conclude. The MPP has not thought it wise that it would even invite the media and have a press encounter to account to the people. Recently, President Mahama met the media and then explained to the media some of the things that they wanted to know. Not just that, he went around all the 16 regions of this country and interacted with the Ghanaians. He has made his policy known. The NDC will launch its manifesto and will engage Ghanaians in many ways rather than using just a 1 hour or 20 minutes presidential debate to engage Ghanaians. We think that the IEA should remain focused on economic issues and not be dragged into partisan politics, because we are in a time in the history of our country where we have never been.
Very well. Quickly, we've seen also that you have some challenges with the mayor of Tema. What's happening with your billboards in Tema?
So what is happening is that there is a private media entity that is engaged in advertisement. They have all the requisite licenses and permits, and they have paid up all statutory fees. For some reason, the MCE and members of the MPP have taken a position that that place or the location of the billboard is so strategic that President Mahama's banner should not be there. And so they have taken the laws into their own hands and they've just vandalized it. What we want to say is that the NDC would not be the perpetrators of violence in this election. But let nobody also assume that our meekness and our love for peace and gentility means that we are timid. For a very long time, we have watched the MPP perpetuate a lot of violence, having police protection. I can give you a typical instance of what happened in Kaswa recently. But the Ghana Police Service and all voices of reasoning must begin to speak up and call the MPP to order within the earliest possible time before the NDC advises itself. And we are saying that the MPP should be cautioned not to raise the political tension in the country because people are angry. And if they cannot tell the mood of the country because their bank accounts are just so enough or they have enough dollars stashed under the bed, they should not gauge the mood by how much millions they have made.
Very well.
Because the next time, the NDC will advise itself and we will defend ourselves against anybody who wants to intimidate us. And in this case, we will go back and do the right thing.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. As Beatrice Annan, she speaks for the Mahama campaign. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. This segment is known as Point Blank. Let's go to Parliament now. Jean Mensah, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, appeared before the House to answer questions that were asked her by MPs who were interested in knowing what the EC's plan for election 2024 was. Let's listen to her.
I'd like to start by assuring you, and I always, that the Commission is poised to deliver free, fair, transparent elections that reflect the will of the people. Yes, I would like to start by assuring you that the Commission is poised and ready to deliver free, fair, credible, transparent elections that reflect the will of the people. I can assure you that the Commission is a message we are sending to the least person in the field, that our duty is to ensure that the elections are fair, the elections are credible, the elections are transparent, and open for all to see, that at the end of the day, the winner is declared. And I'd like to find out if you are aware of any loopholes in this system, because we know how the system works. We know that the system starts from the ground and it starts at the polling station. The ballots are opened up for everybody to see. We have our party agents who are present. At the end of the day, the counting is done in the full glare of the public. This is recorded, and it is recorded on, the pink sheets. Party agents have, the opportunity in law to request a recount if twice, one at the polling station and one at the constituency collation center. And if they have issues, these things are resolved before the forms are filled and they append their signature to it. Where the party feels that they do not, the agent is not feels that he or she will not append his signature for certain reasons, they state so. But I'd like to assure you that whatever comes from the ground, and it goes from the polling stations, where all the agents of the parties are, to the constituency collation centers, where the agents of the parties are. And the tabulation is done in their presence, and then from there it goes to the regional collation centers, where the agents of the parties are. Then it comes to the national, and it doesn't come, it's not transmitted, it's hard copies of documents that are coming. So it's pink sheets that are scanned, that are sent by fax and email that come through. And we believe that by that time, the party should have copies of all these on their telephones to enable you verify. So when you come to the national and a pink sheet is coming in from the region, your agent at the National Collation Center should be able to look at it and say, this is what we signed on to. So I'd like to assure you there is absolutely no way that at the helm of affairs, the commission can change anything. Because the documentation comes from the ground, and we believe that you have copies. So I can assure you that there's absolutely, and this is a message that we are sending and we continue to send to our officers on the ground. But thankfully, you have your agents there. The right training, they should be able to scrutinize some of these things and ensure that there's integrity at every level of our processes. So we would like to call on you to do a thorough education of your agents to ensure that they scrutinize and they ensure integrity across the chain. But we assure you that at the top, there's absolutely nothing we can do that to declare what comes to us. So there's not what will come to us. So my honorable friend, Honorable Rashid Pelpo, I've known you for 25 years. I can assure you he seems to be trying to deny me today. I said, Honorable Rashid Pelpo seems to be trying to deny my statement that I've known him for more than 25 years. From his looks. But I can assure you, please take everything will be 100%. We strive for excellence. But be assured that if any of our staff misbehaves, we will not take it lightly. We will sanction the person and we will do what we have to do within the remit of the law. Try to implement a transmission manual. We are not going to do any electronic. You go to the regional centers. Before you go, you can transmit it by email, but it's a scanned copy. It's not just results coming in, trickling through a system. It is the scanned pink sheet that will come in, that the parties have signed on to. So it's not figures that are going to trickle in. Let us assure you, we are not doing any transmission of results that will trickle in. If there's going to be any technology use, it will be fax and email, and it will be of the scanned pink sheets that are signed on by the parties. The pink sheets, as you know, there's no intention to print duplicates, organized sheets. And they usually, if you print up to the number of persons on the ballot. And so if you have, and of course they are customized to every constituency. So you print up to the number of persons on the ballot, and what you write on the top goes all the way to the last page. So there's nothing like using some of the pink sheets and not using some. What you write at the top goes all the way to the last page. And we do not print it in excess. You only print to the number of persons on the ballot and one or two for the commission at the constituency level and at the national level. So it is not in excess where we will have duplicates. No, they themselves, they are carbonized sheets. So you cannot print right at the top of one and then what appears at the bottom is different. What appears on the first page will appear on the last page. So again, I'd like to assure you that there will be no duplicate pink sheets printed. Again, we share our timetables with you. You monitor and police the printing houses. And I would like to propose that police it all the way to the end of the election. But you do know that we have security features on the pink sheets, on our ballots. There are serial numbers on it. So it is very difficult to insert anything. And that's why it is coming as a surprise to us that 2020, this is the first time we are hearing it, the ballots that were stopped. You said there were some. This is a surprise to us. Yes, because you must provide the evidence of providing those, those ballots. Yeah. Because every ballot box should be opened before voting. And we believe that at every polling station, your agents are there. And in addition to that as well, every ballot has the serial numbers, and all those numbers are given to the party. It's not known to the EC alone. So if a ballot in a particular region is 001 to 0050, all those details are provided to the party. So if you look into the box and you see a ballot 0070, you know it is not supposed to be in. And again, you have every right to raise those issues and bring it to the attention of, the commission at that level, and the matter will be dealt with. But there are security features that makes it very difficult for infiltration. And at the end of the polling as well, at the end of the day, you do know that there's a counting done, the ballot statistics. You look at the number of people who have voted, whether it was they were verified using the DVDs or whether they were verified manually. All those things are collated. You cross-check the number of ballots that have been given. If you notice that there's an anomaly, for instance, if your check reveals that 200 people have come and they've been provided with ballot papers, but when you counted the votes, it was 300. Subject for it's an issue. So the ballot statistics are done, looking at numbers who came in, the numbers which were verified manually, numbers which were verified electronically, the number of ballot sheets that were given. If there were any fault sheets, they are also recorded, and all that is tallied to enable us come to that conclusion. So again, if there are some anomalies, you should be able to raise it. And so I think I may have answered Honorable Rashid Telpo's issue. I'll come to the next one on the issue is whether we will create new polling stations. We will not create new polling stations ahead of the 2024. However, there will be splits. And the threshold that we are using is 750. So no 750. So no new polling stations will be created. But because we've increased the register, we've added on to the register, we will have split stations in the same polling station, A and B or C, but they will all be in the same polling station. And Honorable, in Ketu, I'd like to assure you that the Ghana card, we don't intend to use it for this election. And of course, we need the collaboration of Parliament when we are all convinced that all Ghanaians who desire the card have it and they have access to it. So this is something, it's more looking into the future, that to help us do away with some of the conflict and the violence that are characterized with this guarantor system and so on. Going into the future is something that we would engage with Parliament, and we hope that by that time, the NIA would have, the access to the cards it will be at the doorstep of everybody. So it is not, we are not looking at it currently. The issue of the guarantors, again, it is not the EC. The law provides for citizens, including the political parties, to challenge persons who are felt to be illegitimate or illegal persons appearing at the center. And it's true that sometimes, and rarely coming from the party agents, they can challenge unnecessarily. We hope that, with education and more education, this unnecessary challenge will be a thing of the past. Thankfully, we have what we call the district registration review committees, and where people are challenged illegally, the committees sit and they make a determination on those cases. But, so these are things that we will try to work on with more education as to the challenge and so on. We'll work on it going forward. With the issue of Richard Ahiado, it's an issue of concern. It's an issue of major concern. That he was not on the register, but he was able to vote in 2024. Is something that we are looking into, and we can assure you that in due course we would come up with our findings and let you know. But it's a message that we will take out, and we continue to take out, that this sort of thing should not be countenanced at any of the polling stations. But we are looking into it, and I can assure you that before the election, we will give you a little update on how that happened and how we can forestall that going forward. I think we also have our Honorable Minority Leader. I think we talked about the fact that this is the first time we had heard about the START. And I emphasized how, if that happens, it surely would be an outlier. You should be able to pick out those things, the illegal ballot papers that have been put in. But this is the first time that we have heard it. And if we can have more details, we would go into it. As I mentioned, we will not be, the pink sheets I think have explained that as well. And then with the BBDs, yes.
So that's Jane Aduko today, and that would be it for Eyewitness News tonight and also for this week. My name is Umaru Sanda Amado. I did this with Eno Safo, production by Kobina Wilson and Beverly London, technical support from Daniel Squashi, new media support from Edwin Kwakofi. We'll be back on Monday at 17:30 GMT, inshallah. However, tomorrow at 9 a.m. on Channel 1 TV and Citi FM, you want to tune in to The Big Issue with Salom Kojo Adonu. And also at 8 p.m. tonight, there's CNR on Channel 1 Television. Please stay tuned in where we give you a wrap-up of the day's big stories. Thank you. It's been great coming your way. See you again on Monday. Good night.